Hailing from Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, now settled well in Ahmedabad, Gujarat for years, Dr. Ravi Rao is a humanitarian whose interest in the cosmic and human relationship drove him towards his path of astrology. Learning from various institutes like the prestigious Harvard University in the United States, Dr. Ravi Rao has done his research for over 20 years now, with a hope to make this world a better place with his knowledge, and to impart that knowledge, now he aims to open his doors to anyone wishes to benefit from the science of planets.
This you're talking about a subject which is called financial astrology, which is part of Mundian astrology. In ancient times, even in 1929, when there is a New York financial market crisis there, all the studies and research say that whenever there is a planetary influence on the country's horoscope, for instance, Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Sagittarius, cleanses the system once in a while. If you talk about the current system of Indian's financial stock market, no doubt it is all-time high in 36 plus number is there, but on the ground reality business is not happening. It is a transition because of the global recession that is happening around it. Active banking will not be part of the system, but NBFC has taken over the normal course of businesses. So this crisis is not a permanent one. It will ease out by April 2020. In the meantime, I see a lot of banks are getting merged or getting closed or getting a kind of a new phase, or restructuring of banks is going to happen, which is necessary, which is a must, because the planet Saturn in a democratic setup cleanses a lot of wrong practices by the policy, by the users, and even willful defaulters. All these things are a big mess in any financial market. I am going to see this change, which we have been forecasting, expecting much before. Sensex, in my viewpoint, it is stable at 35 plus number, but the kind of numbers the economy is heading at 5 trillion economy, this number is not sufficient. Maybe the stock market has to go more than 60,000 and odd numbers. But when you talk about foreign investment, the companies are not making profit, the ground business is not there. That is why the investment profitability has gone low. That is the main crisis right now. It's not the stock market. Stock market is nothing but a political sentiment of the country, as well as political stability, where the people want to invest or they don't want to invest. It has already taken swing during the budget time, during the political election, even during Diwali and next budget, it will take some swing. Despite robust financial measures taken by the country, finance and RBI, it is still stable. I would see when the profitability starts making ease of doing business is more on the ground, the profitability dividend will be there for the investors. That is the time the stocks will be stabilized and markets will go up. I would advise any investor to keep his entire portfolio in proper distribution of various investments. Some in gold, some in real estate, very less in mutual funds. Mutual funds are, of course, they have some risk carrying capacity, but if you are a long-term investor, go for mutual funds. If you are a short-term investor, don't look for mutual funds. That's one basic thing. If it comes to equity market, you can look for new IPOs, new companies that are getting floated, the new stocks which are going to take the country up. I would not suggest you to go for old stocks or which can go crashing anytime, because most of the companies are having a red line right now in their balance sheet. So I would want a new investment to come into the new stock market, new stocks. This is the way forward for the investor in the present day society. All these readings that I talk about is based on the country's horoscope and planetary positions of Jupiter, Mercury and Saturn, which are major role in economic factors of any country for that matter. Saturn is the policy maker. The Saturn, the moment it moves into Capricorn next year by March, you will see a sea change of policy making in the financial reforms. Structuring will change, banking reforms will come. A new methodology of lending and using money in the system will be coming into the place. Same as the investors. If you see the present day in India, all time non-performing assets are there. That is because bad money is there in the market. That means people have taken money, they could not produce, it has become bad. So by dead properties of non-performing assets, country will not go forward. So my worry is, in the first place, why did you have a poor policy? Why did you make these companies suffer? Or on what basis you extended the loan beyond their capacity to repay? That is the biggest mistake. Huge country like democracy in India, the corrections and the policy should be very clear when it comes to business, because people here invest based on the sentiment and the mood. Everybody doesn't read the balance sheet. They see the election, they see the movies, they see what is going festivals. Based on that, they invest. So that the sentiment is the main factor in India compared to rest of the world. For any country to have a steady financial growth, you need to have political stability first. Ever since 2014, the new government has come in. It seems the country has seen a sea change of policy making, whether it is demonetization, whether it is GST, one country, one tax. We are flooded with a lot of policy changes on the top. To percolate down the line, for a common man to accept digitalizing the economy, monetizing digital transactions, tax payment, online government payment payoffs to farmers, they all take a lot of time. Earlier, it was not the case. When any global change was there, India was run by the cash economy. That used to absorb the economy, a parallel economy used to run. Today, though our economy situation looks vulnerable according to you, but it is getting its own correction because our country is self-sustainable in every manner. The moment we produce and sell to our own population, we are a huge market. Not only that, we have enough potential to supply to the world at best possible prices, keeping the labor, jobs in place. So, in my opinion, it's only a transitory phase where people has to get adopted, and a lot of change, a sudden change can come down the year. Maybe before next election, you can see a robust economy ahead of our country. So when I see a country's horoscope, first I see the political stability and the rulership and policy making I see. Then I see Saturn, Mercury and Jupiter. Primarily they are the planets for stock market. And also Mars I see, because Mars is the infrastructure and business planet. So these positions will tell me or indicate the country's economic growth and economic factors down the line, the months or whatever it is. So when I see a year-long progress, all the planet taken into consideration, I see what sectors are going to be impacted, what sectors gets elevated through policy, what sectors gets proper rolling, so that the businessman makes progress and makes profit and gives enough dividend at every quarter or at every year. That is where the market stability comes into the picture. That's what I do. The India is primarily, even now, it's a largely an agrarian sector. A good monsoon rain will set the tone for good festive season and shopping and purchases. That is the time when people want to reap the benefit or profit from the stock market. The investment they do, they also reap the benefit. So when I see the stock market or economic astrology, I do sector wise. Agriculture I take on one aspect. Similarly, I take pharma, I take infrastructure, I take service industry, I also take manufacturing and other automobile industry and banking sector. So each one has a planetary connection. When I see the transit of these planets across the country's chart, they indicate fairly what is going to be the gold price, what is going to be the respective industry's progress in the coming months to come. They are the primary indicators for me in analyzing and giving forecast to my clients as well as everybody. I have a book in the pipeline called Economic Astrology, which is also a financial astrology, which talks about currencies, which talks about gold value, even Bitcoin, and basically speculative markets in terms of any kind of business. which is not tangible, it is intangible. Speculative is always intangible. So when it comes to the financial astrology, this is one of the books I'm going to write, because a lot of literature is already available in the market. My methodology is yet to complete because of my research is still pending. Down the line, 2 years time, I'm expecting this book to be in the market. Right now, I finished book on political astrology and sports astrology. The financial astrology is going to come very soon.